Well, hello everybody and welcome to Jeff's Baking Blog. Today I'm going to be making an icebox cheesecake flavoured with lemon. Now this recipe actually comes from Cook's Illustrated, although I have to change it slightly because I'm going to use leaf gelatin rather than powdered gelatin. Basically you make a biscuit base for the cheesecake. Then you make some lemon curd, but you could use shop bought curd, I suppose. And then you mix some of the curd in with the cream cheese filling, put it on top of the biscuit base, and then chill it in the fridge. And that's all there is to it, basically. So for my biscuit base, I'm using 10 biscuits, which are lemon cream biscuits, basically. But I could use 10 digestives, or graham crackers would be fine. And I'm also going to put into that the zest of 1 lemon, just to give an extra bit of lemon. You don't need the lemon in the base particularly, but that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm just going to process those until they've all broken down into sort of fine breadcrumbs. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour in 28 grams of butter which has been melted. That's going to help bind them together. My oven is preheating at 180 Celsius, 160 Celsius with a fan, 350 Fahrenheit. So that's good enough, and I'm actually going to tip that out into a bowl for a minute. I'm just going to give that a little bit more of a mix because I don't think the butter got all the way through some of it. And what I'm going to do then is just take a 9-inch or 23 centimetre square spring-form pan, and I'm going to flatten this base into the pan. And then I'm going to bake this in the oven for about 10 minutes until it's turned a nice golden brown colour and it's all come together. Then I'm going to take it out and cool it down, and while it's baking and cooling we'll get on and make the lemon curd. So to make our curd, I have 50 grams of sugar, I have 30 millilitres of lemon juice and 1 medium egg and the yolk of another medium egg. That would be large in the USA. I'm going to put those into a pan and I'm just going to whisk those together, and then on a gentle heat I'm going to cook those until they form a nice curd. Then I have 14 grams of butter and 15 millilitres of double cream, which will go in once the mixture has cooked. So it's going to be on a very low heat so that the eggs don't curdle. And you want to stir all the time. And that's our mixture made, except that what I'm going to do now is to pour in 14 grams of butter and then 15 millilitres of double cream too. And mix those together until they've melted. And then I'm going to put those into a dish and let it cool down. At the same time, our biscuit base will also cool down. And when I've tidied up, I'll be back with you. So this is our curd and this is our biscuit base, which is baked in the oven for 10 minutes, and that's set up nicely. So those are both going to cool down, and then I'll come back and we'll make the filling for the cheesecake. Well, I'm back with you, and our biscuit base has cooled down, and so has our curd, which I've split into two. I've got 60 millilitres which I'm going to put into the mixture, and then the remainder I'm going to put on the top. And now what I've also done is I've got here 680 grams of cream cheese. I have 300 millilitres of double cream, 150 grams of caster sugar. That's the 60 millilitres of lemon curd. There's the spare lemon curd. And this is 60 millilitres of lemon juice, but in it I have 5 gelatin leaves, which I soaked in cold water for 5 minutes, wrung them out to remove the water, and put them into the lemon juice and heated that very slowly until they dissolved. Now you could use gelatin powder. I think a packet of gelatin powder would work fine. Now, so for this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to beat the whipped cream with the sugar, and then I'm going to add the double cream until we get it all whipped nicely together. And then I'm going to add the gelatin mixture and the lemon curd, 60 millilitres. So I'll add the double cream. And I'm going to scrape down the bowl, and then I'm going to add in the lemon curd and the gelatin. And that's our mixture done. I'll give it a stir around once I've got this beater a little bit cleaner. So the next thing to do is to pour that into our cake tin on top of the base. And I'm just going to gently spread that around. And if I give that a shake, it will probably level itself off quite nicely. Like that. I'm just going to smooth that little bit there. And then the last thing I'm going to do is to take this spare gelatin, which I have put into a little piping bag, which I'm going to cut the end off, and I'm just going to pipe some little lines it doesn't matter if they're curly, like that. Oops. And that's fairly random, but that's just to have a little bit of a pattern, and you can swirl that round if you want to. I'm not going to, I'm just going to leave that like that, and I'm going to put that into the fridge and let it set for 6 hours before I take it out of the cake tin. So I'll come back and show you the result in about 6 hours. Well, I'm back with you, and it's now been about 5.5 hours since I put the cheesecake into the fridge, and it's set up very nicely. So what I did was I took a sharp paring knife and ran it round the inside of the cake tin just to release the cheesecake from the sides of the tin. Then I took the tin away, and I've cut it, and this is what it looks like. It's set up very well, and the base is nice and crunchy. I think I could remove it from the base of the cake tin, but I don't think it's necessary. So I've left it there for the time being, and I'll have it. I've already had a taste, but I'll have another taste. The texture is lovely. It's set perfectly, in my opinion. It's got that lovely sharp lemon flavour, and the slight crispiness of the base. I do like the base to be crispy rather than these cheesecakes where the moisture has seeped into the base and it's made it a bit soggy. So I'll have another go. It's very good indeed. It's quite easy to make, and it's even easier if you buy a decent lemon curd and don't have to make your own. So that's going to be it for this recipe. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, please give me the thumbs up below the video and click to subscribe to my YouTube channel. In the top right hand corner of the screen I will put the eye that you can click on to go to my blog and to see the recipe there, and I'll also put a link for the recipe below the video, and I will be back with you with another recipe in the very near future. So until then, happy baking.